Hello everyone, welcome to today's lecture. So today we are going to start with chapter 4 of Science 1. The name of the chapter is Effects of Electric Current. Page number 47. You may take your textbooks. Okay, first of all, there are some questions. Can you recall questions? This is a continuation of the chapter 3, which you had in your 9th standard. Okay, so those who didn't study last year chapter 3 are supposed to go through chapter 3 first. Okay, chapter 3 of your 9th standard. Okay, can you recall how do we decide that a given material is a good conductor of electricity or an insulator? Last year we had studied about conductors and insulators. What are conductors? They are having more free electrons. They allow passage of electricity through it, so they are said to be conductors, good conductors. So if they are having free electrons, they are conductors. If they do not have free electrons, they are insulators. I repeat, if they are having free electrons, they are conductors. If they do not have free electrons, they are insulators. Iron is a conductor of electricity, but when we pick up a piece of iron resting on the ground, why don't we get electric shock? Okay, so iron is having free electrons, but if we pick up iron which is lying on the road, okay, we don't get a shock in those conditions. Why? Because the electrons are not moving. So basically, what is electricity? Electricity is movement of free electrons. Electricity is movement of free electrons. So why don't we get a shock? Because there is no flow of electrons. Because there is no flow of electrons. So what is necessary for the electrons to move? Potential difference is necessary. A high potential and one low potential. So the current always flow from high potential to low potential. You had studied this last year. Okay, so potential difference is necessary for the flow of electrons. Now in this chapter we will study about electric current flowing through a conducting wire, an electric current flowing through a resistor, electromagnetic induction, electric motor and generator. This is one of the important chapters. The weightage is about 4 marks. Okay, 4 marks to 6 marks. Important questions I will be discussing while teaching. Now observe and discuss question. What do you observe in the following pictures? What do you observe? There are different appliances which are connected to different boards. You may see figure A. There are different appliances like a lamp, a fireplace, then a bed lamp and one TV. They are all connected to different boards. There is an electric fan also shown. Which effects of electric current do you find? Okay, which effects? Actually, electricity has two effects. One is heating effect and one is magnetic effect. Electricity shows two effects, heating effect and magnetic effect. In this chapter, we are going to study about heating effect and magnetic effect of electric current. So in this diagram, heater and lamp, okay, so there is a fireplace and a lamp which is showing heating effect of electric current, and the bell, electric bell which has been shown, an electric fan, it works on magnetic effect of electric current. I repeat, the lamp and the heater, the lamp and the heater, that is the fireplace, okay, it works on heating effect of electric current, and the bell and the fan works on magnetic effect of electric current. Okay, now we will start with the chapter, and the first topic is energy transfer in an electric circuit. You know what do you mean by an electric circuit? Electric circuit is a connection of different instruments, okay, with the help of a wire, ammeter, voltmeter, resistor. You had studied this in 9th standard also, in your 8th standard also. So here the first topic is the heating effect of electric current, which is also called as Joule's law. Heating effect of electric current. So what are the two effects of electric current? Heating effect and magnetic effect. First we will study about heating effect. There is a circuit diagram shown. These are the wires. This is the plug key. This is the resistor. AB is the resistor. This is ammeter. This is voltmeter. And what do this indicate? The plus and minus, it indicates the battery. So there is a circuit which has been connected. The resistor is AB. The current will pass from plus, it will pass like this. The key is plugged. That means it is on. Okay, the current will pass. It will pass through the resistor. Okay, it will pass through the resistor. When it passes through the resistor, it resists the current. Okay, due to which resistance is developed and the resistors get heated. Okay, it becomes hot. Now, if a charge Q flows from A to B, how will you measure the charge? The charge is measured by the voltmeter. You may see the voltmeter is connected in parallel and the ammeter is connected in series. Okay, so if a charge Q flows from A to B, work VABQ is done because V is equal to W upon Q. This we had studied last year. V is equal to W upon Q, where V stand for potential difference, W is work done, and Q is charge, the charge of electrons. Okay, I repeat, V is equal to W upon Q, where V is potential difference or volt, W is work done, and Q is charge. Do you remember last year's part? We had studied about I, V, W, Q, R, resistivity. Okay, do you remember? Now what does V stand for? V is potential difference, current is I, resistance is R. Do you remember? And what is resistivity? Resistivity is another property. Okay, it is denoted by rho. Okay, in the form of P, if you remember. Okay, now what is the unit of potential difference? It is volts. What is the unit of charge? It is coulomb. What is the unit of current? It is ampere. I repeat, what is the unit of potential difference? It is volt. Unit of current is ampere, and unit of charge is coulomb. What is the unit of resistance? It is ohm or ohm. Okay, do you remember? You may just go through the chapter, that is chapter 3 of 9th standard, if you don't remember. I repeat, the equation is V is equal to W upon Q, where V stand for potential difference, W is work done, and Q is charge. I is current, T is time. The unit of V is volt. The unit of work done is joule. The unit of Q is coulomb. The unit of I is ampere. The unit of T is second. Okay, now here we will see, if a charge Q flows from A to B, the work done is VABQ is done because V is equal to W upon Q. So what will be the work done? The work done will be VQ. Okay, work done will be VQ. W is equal to VQ. This we had studied last year. W is equal to VQ. So here, as it is in between A and B, the work done is in between A and B. So we have taken it as W is equal to VABQ. For doing this work, energy is provided by the cell to the resistor. So the current has to pass through this resistor. For that, work has to be, that is said to be the work done. For that work to be done, energy is provided by this cell. Energy is provided by the cell. For doing this work, energy is provided by the cell to the resistor. The energy is received by the resistor and converted into heat energy. That energy is received by the resistor and converted into heat energy. We know that power P is equal to W upon T. But W is equal to VABQ. Here we have seen W is equal to VABQ. So instead of W, we are writing VABQ. So it will become VABQ upon T. Now Q upon T, you may see here this VABQ upon T. Now we can take this Q upon T. Okay, that Q upon T. We know that Q upon T is equal to I. So the equation becomes P is equal to VABI or P is equal to VI. Okay, you may write this much in your notebook. The next is how to derive Joule's law, the equation for Joule's law. The heat produced in the resistor in time T will be H is equal to power into time. Okay, so what is power? Power is equal to work upon time. So here heat produced is same as work done, isn't it? So I repeat, heat produced is same as work done. So what is work done? W is equal to P into T. Okay, so W is same as H here, that is H is equal to P into T. What does H stand for? H stand for heat produced or work done. Okay, H stand for heat produced, which is equal to P into T, that means power into time. So what is P? P is equal to VABI. This we had calculated in the other clip. VABI into T. So the equation comes to H is equal to VIT, where H stand for heat produced, I stand for current, V stand for potential difference, and T stand for time. I repeat, H stand for heat produced, V stand for potential difference, I stand for current, and T stand for time. According to Ohm's law, we know that V is equal to IR. We know that V is equal to IR. So by substituting for V in this equation, we know the equation H is equal to VIT. I have written it here, H is equal to VIT. Now instead of V, I am going to write IR. Instead of V, I am going to write IR. So instead of V, I have written IR. What is remaining? IT. So IR into IT, it will become I square RT. Okay, IR into IT will become I square RT. Right. This is the second equation, that is H is equal to I square RT. Another equation for heat produced. So H is heat produced, I is current, R is resistance, and T is time. Okay. Now again similarly, if V is equal to IR, then I is equal to V upon R. Okay. Now in this equation, again the same equation, H is equal to VIT. Instead of I have taken V upon R. Here you may see I have taken V upon R. Instead of I have written V upon R. So V into V upon R into T. It becomes V's are V square T upon R. So the equation becomes H is equal to V square T upon R, where H stand for heat produced, V is potential difference, T is time, and R is resistance. Okay, therefore these are the equations for finding out the heat produced in a resistor or any appliance. Okay, H is equal to VIT or I square RT or V square T upon R. These are the three equations to find out heat produced. Okay, so if you have been given a numerical, you have to see what has been given and then use any of these three equations. Understood? Okay, so these are the three equations. You may copy this. It is not given as this in your textbook. Okay, but if there is a question on Joule's law, you have to draw that diagram which I had drawn, write those points and write this much. Even if you write till here, it would be okay. Okay, even if you write till here. you don't have to write this much, because till here only they have given in the textbook. Okay, so you may write that much only. Which part? The first part and till here. What is the question? The question is derive an equation for Joule's law or heating effect of electric current. Copy this in your notebook. Now this is Joule's law. The Joule's law states that the heat produced in a conductor is directly proportional to, we know the equation, H is equal to I square RT. We have studied the equation now. There are three equations. This is the main equation, H is equal to I square RT, based on which the law can be stated. So the heat produced in a conductor, is directly proportional to, is equal to, okay, square of the current, that means I square. Okay, I square. Here you may see I square. Resistance of the conductor, that is R. Time for which the current is passed, that is T. So H is equal to I square RT. Okay, so what is Joule's law? Joule's law states that the heat produced in a conductor is directly proportional to square of the current, resistance of the conductor, and time for which the current is passed. That means if there is an appliance, okay, for heating, you have taken a geyser, okay, so if you increase the current, the square, according to the square of the current, its heating effect will increase. The resistance which you are using in that, if you increase the resistance, the heating effect will increase. If you pass current for more time, then also the heating effect will increase. So the heating effect depends upon square of the current, resistance of the conductor, and time for which the current is passed. So H is equal to I square RT. Okay, so this is the Joule's law. Now in our textbook there are two equations to find out power also. We have studied that P is equal to VI. Okay, power is equal to VI. We had derived it earlier. But I is equal to V upon R. Now instead of this I can put V upon R. So P is equal to V into V upon R. That will be V square upon R. So that is the second equation, P is equal to V square upon R. So there are two equations for P, that is P is equal to VI or is equal to V square upon R. This you may write in your textbook on page number 50, on page number 50, because there are several numericals on that page. On that page you will be requiring this equation. Okay, so there are three equations for H and two equations for P. One more equation is there, but in our numericals it is not there, so I didn't give you. Okay, so you may write these three equations and these two equations in your textbook also. If you are having a question on Joule's law, you have to write from the beginning, the first whatever I had written on the board and the second whatever I had written on the board. If you remember, you may write till here. Okay, this is easier. If you have understood this equation, you can write the statement also. Okay, you may copy this. Now the next part, page number 48, there is a use your brain power question. If in the circuit the resistor is replaced by a motor, in which form will the energy given by the cell get transformed into? Okay, if instead of a resistor you are connecting a motor, it will move, and movement means it is mechanical energy. The answer is mechanical energy. You may write the answer. Next, think about it on the same page. How can we write mechanical power in a manner similar to electrical power? Okay, power is equal to work upon time. So what will you write? What will be the definition? You may write mechanical power is the amount of mechanical work done per unit time. You may write mechanical power is the amount of mechanical work done per unit time. I repeat, mechanical power is the amount of mechanical work done per unit time. Written? Okay. Now the last on page number 48, the heading heating effect of electric current. What do you mean by heating effect of electric current? When a resistor is connected in a circuit, heat is produced in it due to the current. This is known as heating effect of electric current. Okay, so when the electrons flow, a resistance is developed. Due to that resistance, the wire gets heated. That is said to be heating effect of electric current. Now there are many appliances which work on heating effect of electric current. On page number 49, you may mark this. This question could be asked. Give examples of some appliances which work on heating effect of electric current. Example, equipment such as water boiler, electric cooker, electric bulb make use of heating effect of electric current. That page, that is page number 49, is very important. There are several questions which are asked from that page. This is the first question. Next, okay, so I have marked it: water boiler, electric cooker, electric bulb. Now in these appliances, what is used to make the coil, that is the resistor? Nichrome and tungsten are generally used. I will read out the statement. For example, a coil made up of an alloy nichrome is used in the electric heater as a resistor, while a tungsten wire is used in the electric bulb. Okay, nichrome is used in heater and tungsten is used in electric bulb. Why tungsten is used? Because of the current, this wire gets heated to nearly 3400 degrees Celsius and emits light. The hot wire also radiates heat to a certain extent. So this nichrome wire and tungsten wire has high resistivity, due to which it becomes red hot. Okay, it emits light also, it produces heat also. So they are used in these appliances. Now you may see on the left hand side they have shown two types of coil, that is coiled coil and solenoid type of coil. There are two types of coil, coiled coil and solenoid type of coil. Now coiled coil is used in coil of cooker and solenoid coil is used in coil of heater. Now there is a diagram of a bulb given. The diagram of the bulb is given and questions are asked. They will give you blank boxes and ask you to label. You may see which type of coil is used in the bulb. It is solenoid type of coil. What is the coil made up of? It is generally made up of tungsten. Okay. Now there is a glass bulb, glass support, screw cap and vacuum or nitrogen gas. Why there is vacuum or nitrogen gas? To prevent oxidation of tungsten. When current is passing through it, it is going to become hot. Now you studied in chapter 3 of science 1 about oxidation reaction. Okay, it reacts with oxygen in air. So to prevent that, to prevent such reactions, the inner part of the bulb is kept vacuum or it is filled with nitrogen gas. Okay, it is to prevent oxidation of tungsten. So what are the questions which could be asked? You may write there which type of coil, what is the coil made up of, and why nitrogen gas or vacuum is kept. The answer is the type of coil is solenoid coil. Tungsten is used to make the coil and it is the vacuum, it is filled with vacuum or nitrogen gas to prevent oxidation reaction. Now there is a box. Always remember the unit of electric power 1 watt or 1 watt is a very small unit. Hence 1000 watt or 1 kilowatt is used as a unit to measure electric power in practice. Our bills, our electricity bills are according to kilowatt hour. Okay, kilowatt hour or kilowatt hour, whatever you say. If 1 kilowatt power is used for 1 hour, it means 1 kilowatt into 1 hour. The unit of power is kilowatt hour, and 1 kilowatt hour is equal to 1 kilowatt into 1 hour, that is 1000. 1 kilowatt means 1000 watts and 1 hour means 3600 seconds. So this becomes this much, which is equal to 3.6 into 10 raised to 6 joules. That is 1 kilowatt hour is equal to 3.6 into 10 raised to 6 joules. You may put this in brackets. It is a fill in the blank question. This you had last year also. Okay, you may mark. Now, in the next paragraph, they have told about live wire, neutral wire, earth wire, fuse wire, short circuit and overloading. These are the topics which are included in the next paragraph. We will see. Let us discuss about the cause. It is due to short circuit. You may mark from the home electrical connection. In our houses, the electrical connection, if you have observed, it consists of 3 wires: live wire, neutral wire and earth wire. The current flows through the live wire. Neutral wire is to complete the circuit, and earth wire is for safety. Okay, it is for safety. If there is any leakage of current, that current will pass through the earth wire to the earth and protect us also and the appliance also. So there are 3 wires: live wire, neutral wire and earth wires. They are given 3 different colors. Okay, now we will see what is written in the textbook. The home electrical connection consists of live, neutral and earth wires. The live and neutral wires have potential difference 220 volts. You may mark. It is a fill in the blank. What is the potential difference? The potential difference is 220 volts. The earth is connected to the ground. Due to a fault in the equipment, or if the plastic coating on the live and neutral wire gives way, the 2 wires come in contact with each other and a large amount of current flows through it. Current flows through it, producing heat. If any inflammable material around that place is there, it catches fire. Now, if you are having a question on short circuit, okay, write a short note on short circuit. You may write from the home electrical connection till it catches fire. It is called as short circuit. You may mark. I repeat, the home electrical connection till exists around that place it can catch fire. It is called as short circuit. Till there you may write. Okay, so why does short circuit occur? If there is a leakage of current, the live wire is having insulation, the neutral wire is also having insulation. If by any means the insulation is cut, if the wires become open, then there is due to huge potential difference, okay, due to huge potential difference, a large current flows through it. Okay, there is large current flowing through it. Due to this amount of current, okay, the more amount of heat is produced and flames are produced. Due to those sparks, if there is any type of inflammable material which is kept around it, it will catch fire. That is short circuit. Next, if a fuse wire is used as a precautionary measure. Now what do you mean by a fuse wire? A fuse wire, there are different types of fuses which are connected to the earth's, to the house's electric system and in the appliances also. You may see in figure 4.4 they have given different fuses, the different types of fuses. Now what is the function of the fuse wire? When more amount of electric current passes, then the fuse wire melts and the circuit is cut off. Okay, the fuse wire is made up of a wire which is having low melting point. So if excess amount of current passes, the heat is produced. Due to the heat produced, that wire will melt. If the wire melts, the circuit is cut off. If the circuit is cut off, the current is not reaching the appliance and the appliance won't catch fire. Okay, so that is fuse wire. You may mark the last sentence. As soon as high current flows in a circuit, the fuse wire melts and breaks the circuit and any mishap is avoided. Okay, there are different types of fuses that is not there in your syllabus. So that is the next point. So we discussed about live, neutral and earth wire. If there is a leakage, then it causes short circuit. I have told you how to where to mark it and write the answer. Then about fuse wire. And now we may move on to the next topic, that is overloading, and it is on page number 50. Okay, page number 50. Many times, particularly in summer season, huge electrical power is used in the evenings due to home lighting, fans, air conditioners, use of electricity in shops, etc. As a result of excessive current is drawn, excessive current is drawn from the transformer, and if the capacity of the transformer is insufficient, its fuse wire melts and the supply gets shut down. Such events is called as overloading. I repeat, at many times in your houses to a single board, several appliances are connected. There is a limit of the number of appliances which could be connected to a single board. Understood? If many appliances are connected to single circuit, then what will happen? It will try to draw more amount of current. And if more amount of current is drawn from the transformer, then the fuse wire of the transformer will become hot, it will melt and it will get cut off. Okay, it will melt and the circuit will get cut off. This is called as overloading. I repeat, many times several appliances are connected to a single circuit. All those appliances will draw more amount of current. Okay, it will need more current, so it will try to draw more amount of current, due to which the transformer, okay, the transformer, the fuse wire which is connected to the transformer, it will become hot, it will melt and the circuit is cut off. This is called as overloading. If you are having a question on overloading, you have to write that complete paragraph. Now, there is a do you know box on the right hand side. It is about MCB switches. Many times they give you the diagram and ask what is it and what is its purpose. These days miniature circuit breakers switches are used in houses. Now what is its purpose? You may mark that when the current in the circuit suddenly increases, the switch opens and the current stops. You may mark that. What is the purpose of using MCBs? If the current increases, the switches open and the circuit is cut off and the appliances are protected from getting damaged. Okay, the appliances are protected from getting damaged. We are protected from a short circuit, okay, or overloading. Have you understood? So these are the topics which is important from the first part of the chapter, that is derive an equation for Joule's law. Did you understand Joule's law? And the next is live, neutral, earth wire, fuse wire, short circuit, overloading, what are the appliances and what is the filament used. This page, that is page number 49, is and 50 is very important. There are several small questions which could be asked from that part. Now homework for today: derive an equation for Joule's law of heating. You may write the first clip whatever I had written on the board and the second one with diagram. Write a note on short circuit. For short circuit, I repeat, on page number 49, you may write from the home electrical connection. In the last paragraph, the home electrical connection consists of live, neutral and earth wires. Till exists around that place, it can catch fire. It is called as short circuit. You have to add that it is called as short circuit. Now the next question, overloading. Page number 50, first paragraph, you have to mark. Okay, you have to write. And you may mark the potential difference. You may mark about nichrome and tungsten wire. You may mark about equipments which work on heating effect. You may mark this 1 kilowatt hour is equal to 1 kilowatt into 1 hour. About fuse wire you may mark, and the last topic MCB. Okay, that is miniature circuit breakers. You may read the textbook. If you are having any doubt, you may ask. Thank you.